Friends forever, that's what we are. Through the thick and the thin, we're friendship stars. We're banger main buddies from the days of old. We laugh, cry, and hug, friendship solid as gold. My soul whatever started a year ago. We share our stories and your stories were told. 80s, 90s memories that give us glee. And on the block party shows, NKOTB. Now our friendship circle has grown by far. Hashtag friends forever, that's what we all are. Boom. And if you don't know, now you know. My so-called whatever for life. Hashtag MSCW. Hashtag friends forever. Yeah. Yeah.
This is Brooke.
And this is Nikki.
And this is Liz, a.k.a. Elizabeth.
Yay!
And this is my so-called whatever. Welcome. Welcome, Liz.
Hey.
We're so excited to have you on.
We're so excited. And for anyone
Thank
who
you
is...
for having me.
Oh my gosh. It is like, seriously, all our pleasure.
Yes, indeed.
And for anyone who is listening to us for the first time, hello.
Welcome. Welcome to our podcast. Welcome to our family.
Welcome to our world. You have listened on a great episode.
Yes, you have.
You have fallen upon a great episode.
You have, because not only are we getting 80s and 90s content,
we're going to
get a little new kids on the block too. So why not, right?
Right. This is like the best of both worlds.
Yes, it is.
It is a what do we call it? Like a mashup?
A mashup,
or like a crossbreed?
A crossover.
Yeah, or like a chameleon.
Yeah, because we're talking about also Dance Party USA.
Right.
Hello.
Hey.
I mean, it's just like Liz was saying in the beginning. It was like the first reality show.
Right.
So
that's right.
It's so true. I mean, if you think, like, I never thought about it that way.
Yeah.
But it really is like totally true.
Right. Because they had their like little drama stuff going on.
Right.
Like who was dating who and, you know, what was so-and-so going to wear? There was like the Madonna people.
Totally.
The Madonna people.
I'm not being weird.
You're not making that up. There were the Madonna
people.
There
were the Madonna ones.
Yeah.
And they like dressed like Madonna.
The ones that wore merry-go-round.
Yes.
I think the whole show wore merry-go-round.
I was going to say. Merry-go-round should have been a sponsor.
Wait a minute. So yeah, we are 80s and 90s podcast, New Kids on the Block podcast. Normally we switch back week to week, but this week we're kind of doing both.
That's right.
So welcome.
And yeah, what else do we usually say in our intro? I'm like at a loss for words tonight.
Well, I'll tell you, today's episode.
Oh, that's right.
Is brought to you by, drumroll,
Amy H and Amy S.
Amy H and Amy S.
Yay!
Thanks so much for being Patreon peeps.
Woo! Thank you for being our Patreon peeps.
Absolutely. And if you would like to learn about how to become a Patreon peep, you can go to patreon.com/mysocalledwhatever.
Yes.
And read all about it.
But listen, we totally get it. We totally get it. If you can't do that, that's fine. Guess what? We're sending out bracelets in the next 2 weeks, I promise.
Nikki just made gestures that was like she was throwing bracelets in the sky. They're coming. They're coming for you.
And we got a new bracelet too.
Yep.
We have 2 new bracelets. I haven't showed you.
I gotta get one of these bracelets.
Yeah, I haven't shown you the newest one. You don't even know what it is, Brooke.
No, I don't.
Well, it's gonna be a surprise.
Oh.
It's really cool.
What is it?
I'm not gonna tell you.
Mouth it. It looks like you said fisherman.
But anyway.
That's cool. Okay.
If you're a Patreon peep, you get to like get cool stuff like that and whatnot, whatever. But we understand if you can't. But you know what you could do? You could like go over to iTunes and drop us a review and say 5 stars.
5 stars. Love them.
I like these girls.
These girls.
They're
okay by me.
That Dance Party USA episode was A1.
Oh, that was the pants right there.
It was the pants.
And I actually have a review.
Yes.
Right here.
Oh, I want to hear it, Brooke.
That we can read live on air, recorded.
Okay, let's hear it.
This right here is from Dawn Hearts MSCW.
Oh, that's their name?
Yeah.
No way. Is this Dawn?
I think it might be Dawn.
Oh,
I mean, maybe it's not. Maybe it's not the Dawn.
Maybe it's not the Dawn, but it's Dawn.
It's a Dawn.
Okay, I'm ready.
She wrote 5 stars. I'm hooked on my so-called whatever. I stumbled upon them after the NKOTB 2017 cruise, and I can't stop listening. Each episode is like opening a time capsule from my past. It's absolutely a need for me to hear these lovelies when the new episodes drop. They offer a wonderful approach with audience participation and suggestions, in addition to being a positive, fun, and sassy group of ladies to listen to.
Sassy!
If you have a love for NKOTB mixed in with fond memories of the 80s and 90s, please don't go girls, because this is the right stuff for you. Hashtag thankful for MSCW.
What?
I'll tell you what.
I'm applause.
Whether you're Dawn or Dawn.
Yeah.
Bravo.
My hat is off to you.
Bravo, my lady.
I got to tell you, girls, I love your podcast.
Oh,
like
thank you.
I was saying, I feel like I listen to you on my ride to work, and I drive like a good hour and a half.
Wow.
And I feel like I'm like right there with you, and you're like my best friends.
We
and
are.
You're like, yeah, and I just feel like you understand. It's hard to be, like trapped in the 80s and 90s in a blockhead.
Yes.
At a 44-year-old body.
But you still feel like you're 17.
Yeah.
I do.
I mean, that doesn't go away.
It doesn't go away.
Nope.
Never.
And guess what? We're gonna make it not go away. That's that's why we have this podcast.
That's what's up.
That's what we do.
Yeah. I used to make fun of people when I was little, and I'm like, they're so old. So all they talk about is old school stuff. And now I totally understand.
We get it.
Absolutely. We get it now. I know what you're talking about. I remember those people.
I was like, I don't know. I don't want to talk about...
Why are they stuck in the 70s?
Right. Why are they stuck in the 60s?
Exactly.
That was my parents. The 60s.
Yeah. The older I get, the more backwards I go.
Yes. I hear you on that one. So, today, we're talking to Liz, a.k.a. Elizabeth, from Dance Party USA, and I have to tell you how I finally got to meet Liz.
Let's hear.
Okay? So, we went to the Apollo show, and Brooke, you were kind of like off to the side, and...
This was at Apollo?
Well, actually, no, sorry. It was at the Today Show.
I remember this. Yes, I was at the Today Show, and you were standing like here. We were on a corner.
Right.
And you were like here, and I was like here.
Right.
Yep.
But actually, rewind a while ago. I think I reached out to you, didn't I, Liz?
I think what happened was I contributed to your page one day as a throwback, and I posted a video of my friend Matt and I doing like one of the line dances, and I was like, do you guys remember the show? And then someone called it out and was like, Liz, are you Elizabeth? And I was like, it's me. And then I think that's how we started talking.
That's awesome.
I wasn't doing it for any attention. I just I was curious to see if anyone remembered the show, because it's a perfect page to post.
Of course.
I feel like I remember that.
I feel like I outdid my posting of Dance Party years ago on Facebook, so I could really...
Hello? We lost you.
Oh, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
What did you say? We lost you on that one.
Oh, I was saying that, like, I had already posted so much. Like, I went through a phase of Dance Party on Facebook, and I felt like I overdid it. So it was a good place to go back and post it again.
Yes.
And it came on my memories, so obviously, because I was posting a lot. Anyway.
No, but we love it when you post Dance Party
absolutely.
USA stuff. So you post away because we want to see.
Yeah. I posted that Valentine's girl. Or no, wait. It was Joe McIntyre singing "Be My or what is it? My Funny Valentine.
Yes.
From the cruise.
Yes.
I thought you would like that.
I liked that. I liked that a lot. Thank you. I can't believe that he did that. Like,
I know.
I can't believe that he did that. I can't believe I missed that.
I know.
But it's okay.
It is okay.
It was the cruise. I think it was the cruise the year before, because that was my first cruise in that year. And they were actually supposed to have like some kind of performance on the Lido deck, but there was a storm. So Joe did an impromptu sing-along in the atrium. And so everyone just went there. And he was just singing songs, and people were requesting, and it was so nice.
It
intimate.
was.
That's really cool.
And he sang Suspicious Minds.
That's really cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
So was that
2017? I had I had a group of people. Unfortunately, Tommy Page had passed away, and I was really hoping that he would sing a Tommy Page song. So I kept screaming, "Tommy Page, Tommy Page!" And he just I finally got like a whole group of us, and we were screaming, "Sing Tommy Page!" And then he made some kind of comment like, "Oh no, only Jordan Knight can sing Tommy Page songs."
Oh.
I don't know what that. Yeah, I don't know what that's all about.
He sang it. He sang it on his love songs, didn't he? On the love song CD.
I don't remember.
It's either Jordan Knight sings NKOTB, that CD, or it's love songs.
Yeah,
he sang it on there.
I think that Jordan Knight wrote that song.
Really?
Page.
I think he did. I think he's like a co-wrote.
Did he really?
Like he did. Yes.
I feel dumb that I didn't know that.
He sang like the background vocals.
New Kids on the Block sang background vocals.
Yeah.
You just said it.
I said New Kids on the Block.
Yes.
New Kids.
New Kids on the Block.
Am I right?
Was it all of them?
Yes.
I don't remember if it was all of them.
They sing, "I lift you up when you're feeling down. I make your whole world turn around. I give my heart and soul to you. To let you know this love is true."
I'll be your everything.
Yeah, they sang that.
I love Tommy. Yeah.
That's cool.
That's cool.
Because I did a lip sync to that for a park.
A park.
For
as a parky.
Yeah, and we practiced in the garage. And I said,
I wish that they could see your dance moves.
I'm doing my dance moves. Liz can't see them, but I'm doing my dance moves.
I'm wearing my Apollo shirt, by the way.
Yay!
I wore it to the girls, yeah.
and Liz and her friend, Lisa, they were on the Apollo video thing that New Kids put on the block. I did it again.
Oh, that is true. Yes.
Yes. It was awesome.
We felt like we could die after that, being part of a New Kids video.
That's cool. That's awesome.
We went to the Apollo like real early. Like it was either Wahlburgers or the Apollo, and we just stood outside the backstage door, and we hung out with Tretch from Naughty by Nature. He came out and hung out with us, and John came out for a minute. We got a picture of John. But when everyone was like heading back, going to get in line, I saw like people with cameras, because obviously I'm a camera hog. Anyway, but I said to Lisa, I was like, should we just kind of hang out and see what they're doing? And little did you know, they came up to us and said they were filming some kind of documentary or something for this Apollo show, and they asked if they could interview us. So we were like,
That's so
awesome.
cool.
And of course they got me. Yeah, I got all emotional, and that's the part they used, that I was getting all emotional.
Because it was real.
It wasn't emotional.
Raw.
Yeah.
That was an emotional concert. That was like a roller coaster of emotions.
That really was. When
Jordan Knight cries, when Donnie Wahlberg cries, we all cry.
God.
It's raw.
Yes.
You getting the real deal.
You getting the right stuff right there.
You are.
Yeah.
Baby.
That was emotional. Even I teared up, and I don't tear up generally.
Oh, I was crying pretty much the whole show.
I was crying before I went into the concert.
That was so good, though.
Oh, I want to go back.
That was like a once in a lifetime.
I will say, if I could do
really
it
was.
all over again, I would have taken more video. But I Maria and Jackie said the same thing. They were like, you were just like taking it in. I was just like taking it.
Other
all
people
in.
have taken video.
I just,
It's good.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
I went
I want
live.
to watch it. I want to watch it from start to finish again.
Yeah, I do. Yes, I would like to see it too.
I'd pay good money for that.
Do you think they videotaped it and like later they're gonna maybe?
I've thought that all along.
I was hoping so. I was hoping they would.
I mean, there were cameras everywhere.
Yeah.
That's kind of tricky though.
Maybe
like in today's world, how do they release that?
What do you mean?
Like, I don't have a DVD player.
That's true.
Oh, right.
I mean, I would download. I would pay for it,
right,
on like iTunes or whatever,
right.
But I think that's like the tricky part. Like,
that is tricky. I never really thought about
like,
that.
I legit don't have a DVD player. I cannot play a DVD.
But what they could do is they could, they're coming out with the 30th anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
They could have put the DVD in them with that. I mean, even though you don't have a DVD player, they could have put a DVD.
But they could include a digital copy.
They could, yeah.
With a DVD. So,
right.
like, you purchase a DVD and you get a digital copy.
Yeah.
And then the DVD is just like, whatever.
Yeah, because I'd pay extra for that. I'd pay extra.
Yeah, I mean, that's all I want.
Yeah.
But,
I got the whole bundle. I got the whole damn thing. I said, take my money.
Take it. Just take it. I don't want to.
Oh my God. I was adding up in my head how much money I've spent in the past 10 years just on new kids. And it's a lot. It's a lot.
Is. But you know what? It's worth every penny.
Money.
It's our joy. It's our joy.
It is.
It's our, like, people have NASCAR. We have new kids on the block.
Yeah.
Right.
I did it again.
That's true. I'm glad they're giving us a break, though.
Yes.
For the next cruise.
Right, because I really want to go on that cruise.
And I need that break.
Yeah.
I mean,
financially,
yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Emotionally, no, but financially,
right.
Yes.
Right.
Excuse me.
So let's dive into it. Let's talk about Dance Party USA. USA. So, Liz, tell us a little bit about, like, how you got started on Dance Party USA and, like, how all that worked. Like, how did you come across it? And how did you know? Did you audition or?
Well, first, I didn't have cable for a very long time. So, before Dance Party USA, they had a show called Dancing on Air, which later became Dance Party USA, and became national. But Dancing on Air was a local show. So I would watch that, after school, on, our local channel 17, Greater, whatever it was called. So anyway, so I would go to my aunt's house, and she had Dance Party, like USA Network, and I would watch it there. And then finally we got cable, and then next thing you know, I started high school. And the first day I went into high school, Chris Bustard, who was a regular, I'm saying a lot, sorry. He was in my dance class because I went to high school for creative and performing arts.
So cool.
And the first thing I said to him was like, aren't you on that dance show? And how do I get on it? Oh, no problem. I'll put you on the guest list. And I was like, okay. And little did I know, it was filmed right down the street from my house. So
crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, people would drive hours to be on the show, and I lived right down the street. So
wow.
I eventually became the sleepover house before the show. Like, everyone would either come over the night before or come over the day after, and my parents would buy pizza. And
so cool.
Anyway, I'd always have people over my house. So I went the first day. I went with my friend Anya, and I danced all day. They would usually film it on Saturdays, from like 8 to 5 o'clock. We'd probably do like 4 or 5 shows. And
wow.
And then they would do Thursday nights after school, and we'd film maybe 1 or 2 shows, or maybe a little more. I think like from like 5 to 8 or something like that. We'd probably shoot 2 shows. And so then the second week, I was like, I want to go back. And my friend Anya wasn't allowed to go. So I went by myself. And I just made a lot of friends. And I just kept going every week until, one day I became regular. And then I was there till the end. It was like, I actually loved it because I got out of my chores. My parents excused me because Saturdays was my chore day.
Oh.
So
you got out of your chores.
That's awesome.
That's pretty awesome. And you got to be on an amazing show.
I know.
Right.
That part was cool too.
So cool.
So that's how and the way I became a regular, Rennie Harris, he was the floor producer, and he was a alumni dancer from Dancing on Air and Dance for USA. And he used to teach a dance class. So during a break, I went up to him and I just said, hey, Rennie, I learned one of your dances from your dance class. And he said, wait, I want you to do that on air. And I was like, okay. So that was like my first focus.
That's awesome.
And after that, I became a regular.
That's so
and
cool.
I started my own posse. I had the No Name Posse.
The No Name Posse.
Me. Yeah. Everyone had a posse. There was the Bouffon Posse. Those are the girls with the big hair. And I forget what other. There's the OC Posse. Those are the kids from Ocean City. Yeah, and then so we came up with a clever name called the No Name Posse. And the reason why we needed a name was because we would do lip syncs.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I became Donnie Wahlberg.
I was just gonna say you may or may not remember.
Yeah. So I did 2 lip syncs, Hanging Tough and No More Games with the No Name Posse. And actually the day we did Hanging Tough, Homework was there. Do you remember that group?
No.
With Dave. Homework was another group. I think Maurice Starr produced, and David Knight was in the group. John and Jordan's brother. So
I don't remember that.
Yeah, Homework. They had a whole
crazy.
entourage, like Perfect Gentleman and
I remember
the
them.
other one. And Biscuit, he had his Biscuits in the House. Do you remember that song? Biscuits
I do.
In the House.
Brooke does.
Yeah.
I remember that. Oh my gosh.
But so during the Hanging Tough lip sync, I actually danced with David Knight. Like he comes up and he's like making fun of me, and I'm dancing with him. So, and then I was in another one, and it was all boys. And we were all girls, when we did the New Kids. But this one was like Bobby Cannavale, Nikki DeSalis, Chris Busters, and I forget who the other one was. But we did, I believe it was Tonight. Or Step by Step. Oh, maybe it was Step by Step. I think I did Tonight too. But every time I was Donnie Wahlberg. That was who I was.
Now, is Donnie your favorite?
I always think about who my favorite new kid is, and it's hard to say. My first time ever cutting school was to go hang out at the hotel where the new kids were staying.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and I got a picture with Danny and his autograph, because back then we wanted autographs.
Yes.
Yeah. So, where am I going? I'm all over the place. What am I talking about? I have so much stuff in my head that I want to tell you. I feel like I'm jumping around.
That's all right.
No, it's fine.
Oh, and my favorite new kid. So yeah, so I feel like I go back and forth. But my first favorite new kid was John. And actually, my mother is the reason why I discovered New Kids, because one day I burned my finger and I had to go to the hospital.
Oh, gosh.
And yeah, it wasn't so bad, but it was. I definitely stayed overnight. So my mom brought me a bunch of magazines, and of course it was Teen Beat and Bop and all those. And John, just, the sparkle in his eye captured me, and he was my first favorite. And I felt like not a lot of people liked him, so I had more of a chance with John. But then it just kept switching. But right now, everyone, like you always say, is a Donnie girl.
Yes.
I
absolutely.
think every New Kid fan loves Donnie. But I think from seeing Joe on Broadway, I have to admit, I never listened to Joe's solo albums. And I've been like, the one Talk to Me, where he does all the covers. I just, there's something magical about Joe and his love for, I love that he sings old songs, you know what I mean? And he's has an old soul.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah.
He's an old soul.
Yeah.
He almost has that old-timey voice too. When he talks.
Yeah.
It's, what do you call it? Transatlantic accent? That's what it's called. It's like the old-timey,
Never heard that before.
Yeah, it's called the transatlantic accent, and it's like people would learn how to talk like that. It was like a radio, like when people are like, "Whoa,
I know exactly what you're talking about." Yeah.
And he almost has that transatlantic accent,
quality,
because John F. Kennedy. If you've ever heard John F. Kennedy speak, he's got that. It's mixed. The transatlantic actually sounds like New England. Almost New Englandish.
It's almost like it's mixed with it.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, it's like when I know exactly. I know exactly the.
And I might not be saying it right,
accent.
but I'm pretty sure it's transatlantic.
I know exactly the accent.
Yeah.
The exact accent.
Yeah. And Joe, I was listening to him today on, what's that radio show? Now I can't remember.
I know. Yes.
Oh, it's something in Duran.
Yes. Elvis.
Yeah.
No.
Elvis in Duran. Yeah.
What is it? Is it Elvis?
Elvis in Duran, I think it's what it's called. Yeah.
And
I actually saw that video. I'm like, I'm gonna have to watch it after the interview.
It was amazing. Oh my gosh. It was so good. And I was like, you know how sometimes you ever watch something and you're just so into it, it's like everything else goes away. It doesn't happen often to me.
Yes, I do know what you're talking about.
But it happened with that video. I was so engulfed into that video.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh,
I have it.
I
have it marked to watch.
Oh, you guys need to watch it because it's amazing. And his accent,
it's on the list.
His accent just comes out in that, and it's just, and the girl that she was like, you don't really have much of a Boston accent. I was thinking, what? Really?
Are you not listening?
I really wish I lived near you guys. I'd come over all the time, hang out.
It would be awesome.
It would be awesome.
We'd have pizza some nights. Some nights we'd have Chinese.
All the heart-shaped pizzas that have been posted on Instagram and stuff today.
Yeah.
From last night.
Yeah.
I want one.
You know what I had last night?
What?
Little Caesars pizza. It's pretty good.
Is it? Where do they have Little Caesars pizza?
Brewer.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I haven't had Little Caesars since
middle school. And it was
on Broadway.
And I didn't like it.
My brother always liked it, and my dad liked it because it was cheap.
Yeah.
So
we got it.
Pizza.
Yeah. Pizza. We got it, and I was like,
from the commercial Pizza.
Yes.
Yeah.
Listen to us tangent all over the place here.
I know. I mean, I would be willing to try some Little Caesars.
Well,
Caesars
guess what?
pizza.
Guess what?
But
this week, maybe that's what we'll do.
Maybe. Oh yeah, because we have an episode to record.
Yeah. So, maybe we'll do that.
That'll be great for my diet.
Okay. So.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of what else I want to ask you. Oh.
Should we get back to dance party?
Yes. So
we're just going to talk about New Kids the whole time.
yes. Well, then we'll just have to have you on again, and we could talk more about Dance Party.
Okay.
Okay. So, let's ask. So, one of the questions I had, and you and I talked about this before, but did you get paid to be on Dance Party USA?
We did not get paid. But
Isn't that crazy?
From what but the host got paid. And I mean, if you think about it now, because I work in the industry of, like, I do hair and makeup, and, like, I work with kids, and they're only supposed to work a certain amount of hours.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So, like, we would have, but we signed reforms and, usage and all that. And we didn't get paid at all. We just went because it was just a place, like although we were on TV, it was a place to see your friends and to hang out and hear new music and dance. You know what I mean? So being on TV was the bonus.
Yeah.
But
right.
really, it was. I went more because these people became my family.
Wow.
And everyone lived everywhere, so this is where we all congregated and saw each other.
That's
Isn't that crazy?
though.
Isn't it crazy? And I know that's
Yeah.
kind of like like that more personal of a question, but Liz and I had already talked about this question before, just so people I didn't like surprise her with the question.
Right. But
I
like,
just
that's
was like,
crazy.
that, if you talk to, and just so you know, I am friends still to this day with a lot of people from Dance Party. Thanks to Facebook, we all got reacquainted, and I was actually adopted by my Dancing on Air family because they're the older kids. And, like, we've had alumni parties, and I've actually put on parties called No School, like the old school, and Jimmy Jam. I don't know if you remember Jimmy Jam, but he was, they actually did sing on the Goldbergs, and Jimmy Jam was asked if he could, Princess. I talked to Princess. Like, we're all still
That's
friends.
cool.
In fact, last year, Princess started this thing called the Regulars, and we got together a few times. There weren't too many participants, but we did, like, some dance routines. Like, we did one old school dance routine. We did a tribute to Michael Jackson for Halloween, and then we did a Christmas dance thing. So we all would get together, and, like, Princess would do the dance routine, and she'd send us the video, and we'd learn it through the video, and then we'd all get together and film it.
That's
But
awesome.
that didn't last very long. Yeah.
So cool.
And I'm sure they would all love to be on your show, so I can make arrangements for you.
That would be
If you want to
crazy.
continue the Dance Party series.
That's
Because
fun.
I was on the show, but I don't think I was, like, I guess I was popular in my era, like, in my time I was on, but there are so many more people that are more relevant than me, for sure.
How long were you on it?
I was on it from 1989 to 92. I was there the last show.
That's awesome, though.
She wasn't on it,
Yeah.
though. I know you guys had the question. Was she on the New Kids on the Block one that we've all seen where they're
Right.
slow
Oh
dancing?
my god.
Right. No, I wasn't on that, but they did film a New Year's show, and
Yes.
Jordan, Danny, and Donnie came, and they pretty much, like, just hosted the show. They didn't perform, but that day there were so many celebrities in one room. It was unbelievable. There was Perfect Gentleman, Rick West. Do you remember Rick West at all?
So
I think
someone's
I
posted about Rick West.
I did.
And when I saw it, I was like,
Oh, yeah.
okay,
Yeah,
that's
Yeah.
a memory
It was
I
like
didn't
you-
know I had.
yeah. And Tommy Page was there that day. Brenda K. Starr, Perfect Gentleman, and even Biscuit performed. And I'm pretty sure. And Homework was there.
That's
So
crazy.
it was pretty much like Maurice Starr's people.
Portfolio.
Like everyone that
His portfolio.
yeah, pretty much.
That's so cool, though.
Oh, my
What a neat
word.
opportunity, like to be able to do that and like be around that for
Right.
years. I mean, 3 years or whatever it was. That's awesome.
What were...
Oh, and they did. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you
they
got it.
did come again. We had a show on we took a boat. I live in Pennsylvania, Philadelphia. So we took a boat and Jordan and Donnie came to that, and they brought Biscuit again. So Biscuit did another. It was like they were promoting Biscuit.
That's
It
awesome.
didn't matter if it was new kids. They were there for Biscuit.
That's
Because
cool.
That is cool.
I think Donnie produced Biscuit's music. I'm pretty sure.
He's so
Like
talented.
it might have.
Multi-talented,
Yeah, he is.
multi-dimensional.
He is. He's like
Do I
a
get to
quadruple
say on your? Yeah, I'm gonna say on your show, Donnie's a national treasure.
He is! Yay!
He is a
I love
national
when you
treasure.
say that. It's
Oh.
so true.
He's so dreamy.
Yes, he is.
He's
Like,
like
truly.
Joe will always be my first love. Okay? Joe will always be my first love. He will always be my favorite. But Donnie's like creeping. He's like creeping. He's like, Nikki, I'm almost up to where Joe is. And I
So-
say, yes, you are.
Jordan, again, always number one in my
Number
book,
one.
and always will be. It's just the way it is. Donnie has always been like right there though, like do 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 do.
Yeah.
do.
Especially
Hey, I'm here.
especially like when his era there where he was on this
Yes.
he was on this you know how I like a Donnie like that.
I do know how you like
When
that.
he was
Donnie.
on the New Year's episode she's talking about.
Yeah.
That's the kind of Donnie I like.
Yeah.
How you doing, Donnie Wahlberg?
Yeah.
I can remember like getting all kinds of weird feelings. When I saw that Donnie, it was like an awakening. It was a spiritual awakening. Oh,
That's
Donnie,
pretty good.
Donnie Wahlberg.
You know
what you did.
Donnie. Donnie Wahlberg. We got to
And-
put a
and
clip of that
actually-
online and like tag him.
Yeah, Donnie Wahlberg.
You know what you did.
Spiritual awakening.
The
So, what was like your...
day of the New Year's show,
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, I got a picture with Jordan. I'm actually holding it right now. And it's, like, so blurry. Because, you didn't have, like, phones. But I remember in the picture, the day of that show, I was a little late getting there because that was actually the day I got my braces off. And I remember being so close to Jordan, and I looked at him and I was like, oh, you have braces? Like he had the clear braces with the
Yes.
rubber bands. And I was like, I just got my braces off today. That was like the conversation I had with him when I was taking my picture with him.
Oh
That
my
came out
That's
blurry.
awesome.
Jordan Knight, his braces. So many good memories.
I know.
So what would you say were some of your like top moments? Like I know one that I love, which is when you talked to Tiffany.
Right. That's probably one of my favorite moments. That and doing my No More Games routine. Like when we finished that dance routine, like the energy and the excitement that everyone was like applauding us, like I felt like we were new kids. Like I felt like it was an out of body experience. Like I was just channeling Donnie Wahlberg and
Well, you
all
guys
my
were
friends,
awesome.
You know,
And if you haven't seen it,
yeah,
it's
they
on
cheered us
YouTube.
on. Yeah, I put it on. It's not a good topic, but I have a story to tell about that video. I twice I got to show Jordan and Donnie that video. The one time was when Jenny McCarthy started her funny, sexy, dirty, whatever tour, and her first show was in Philly, and I said to my friend Lisa, I'm like, we have to go and we have to get the meet and greet because Donnie and Jenny had just gotten engaged, and we knew they were going on their European tour. So I was like, he's going to be there. It's her opening night. Like, he's going to support the soon-to-be wifey, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Right.
so he was there, of course, and we got in the line for the meet and greet, and I was like, Lisa, let's be last. I want to be the last people in line because I don't want them to rush us, you know?
Yes.
So
Yep.
I had my I had my YouTube video, like, ready to go, and as soon as I got in between them, I was like, I have something I want to show you. I've been waiting 20 years to share this with you.
Oh
And,
my gosh.
you know, and I'm like fidgeting, and Jenny's like trying to help me. And so we press play, and he's like, oh, I remember that show, but I don't remember performing that song. And I said, Donnie, that's me. It's not you, it's me. And he was like, oh, okay. And he's like, so he you know, they watched a little bit of the video, and I remember posting on Facebook, and someone that I happen to know that works for the local newspaper, like, she interviewed me about it, and I had, like, a little write-up in the paper, like, former Dance Party USA went to the show, and got, you know, like,
Oh
That's
my
so
gosh.
I know, it's weird. And then the second time was when it was Nick and Knight, the Nick and Knight
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
And yeah, so the second night that he was in Philly, he did like a meet and greet at like a I guess it was like a restaurant bar. And so when he went around the tables and he sat down and talked to everyone, and again I showed him my video, and he's like, "That's you dancing?" And I was like, "That's me." And then like later we, you know, took our picture, and when he saw me, he's like, "Dance party," and I like MC hammered up to him. I was like, "Oh!"
That's so awesome. Oh my gosh.
You're like, whoa, 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 whoa,
Yeah.
whoa.
Oh my word.
Do your friends and family ask you, like, don't they know you by now? And you're like,
Yes.
yeah, even though I met them like 500 times, they don't know me.
Right. No, I just got asked that.
Really?
I just got asked
Yeah.
that the other day. They must know you by now. And I'm like, no.
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 Yeah.
Not
They
even
don't
a little
know,
bit.
No, they don't know me.
Yeah.
You know. But
There's a million of it.
I like
So,
to think
and
when
then
Joe
so the-
looks at me, occasionally he might be like, I remember those brown eyes.
I remember.
Right.
I remember singing to those.
It's
Beautiful
all in my
brown
head.
eyes.
It's all in my head, but whatever.
Right.
It's fine. It's
You
part
know
of
what
it.
I'm
It's part of
saying?
the fantasy.
It is.
It's
You
all
know-
part of the
you know what I'm
fantasy.
saying? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I will say Joe remembered me because, you know, when he was doing the Return to the Mac, and
Yes.
he was doing like a little tour. So he was in King of Prussia, Pennsylvania, the one day.
Mhm.
So I went and I got my picture. And then he was in Cherry Hill the next day. So the second day. And I just so happened to have purple hair at this point. And so he remembered me. I was like, do you remember me? And he's like, yeah, you were here yesterday. You're the girl with purple hair.
Oh my
So he
word.
did remember me because it was the next day.
Right.
And like, am I like thinking? I feel like he did an interview where he was like, he has like a crazy memory. I feel like he
Oh,
did
really?
some kind of interview that he's like he can remember things like crazy. I could be wrong in this.
Yeah, I have no idea.
So if you guys are
Me neither.
listening and you know what I'm talking about, like tweet it out. Tweet it out right now, live tweet, and say, I know what you're talking about, Nikki.
Right.
You're not losing your mind.
Yep.
Yeah, it was on this podcast episode.
It was this one. It was this interview. This,
Yeah.
whatever. Here's a clip.
I feel like it was on a podcast.
Was it on like Adam Ray's podcast?
No.
Did I say podcast
Well,
weird?
possibly.
I just said podcast weird.
No, I don't think you did.
I think I said podcast.
Oh, a pondcast. Like with
Podcast?
Like with frogs?
Fisherman. So, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe
Let
he
us
does his
know.
own podcast.
Maybe.
I
Start
don't
that
know.
back up there, Joey.
I know. Let's get it. Season 2.
Season 2, we're ready.
Where you be, Season 2?
We're waiting for you.
Yep.
We'll always be waiting.
Well, maybe not.
I gotta tell you, when I went to the, I'm sorry to hear that you couldn't go yet. I'm saying yet to see Joey's show. But when I happened to, like Lisa and I went, she's like my New Kids adventure girl, my best friend Lisa. And so when the show was done, we happened to be at the like side of the like where right where you exit. So we got out right away. We didn't even wait for the curtain call. We stood at the front of the backstage door. And when he came out, I was trying to think of some way I could like bring you guys up and be like, you should really like do an interview with my so-called whatever, but it just didn't come out, and it just wasn't good timing. But you guys are in my thoughts.
Oh,
like I would
that's
love
sweet.
to be the hero for you guys.
It's his eyes. It's his eyes. It's like as soon as he looks at you, you're like, oh.
No.
That's what I do.
I feel like I can talk to Joe.
I can't.
Like, well, like
Except
that one time.
Except that one time I could. All of a sudden.
What time was that?
The one I talked about last episode. The one when we were on the cruise. All of a sudden I got some kind of courage.
Somehow.
I was like...
You just grew some.
I did. And I was like, yo, hey, Joe. Hey, Joe.
I mean,
my name's Nikki.
By that time, we had been on the same ship.
Yeah.
For a few days. Couple 3 days.
I was feeling like we knew each other.
Right.
We had a connection.
He was like, I don't know who this crazy is.
I don't know who this crazy girl is.
No.
But she's talking about some kind of podcast. I don't know. I don't know what she's talking about.
I couldn't believe I talked to Jordan about the podcast.
Yeah, Brooke. That's crazy. That's
I'm
crazy.
Like, embarrassed.
Wait, you talked to Jordan about the podcast?
Yes.
On the cruise I did.
Yes.
Oh, Travis, can I hear the story, or do I have to tell me what episode? I'll go back.
No, Brooke can tell the story. Tell it again. I love the story.
It's a brief story. But it's we went in for our picture, like our group photos. And up until then, whenever I met with Jordan Knight in like group photo scenarios, I mean, in any scenario, not that I've had many, I'm like, hi. Hi. Thank you. That's what I say. Hi, thank you. And it's like hug, like light tap, hug. And that's it. So this time I was like, it helped that I was really tired. And when I'm really tired, I act like I've been drinking a little too much. And I hadn't been, but I was just tired. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to talk to Jordan and I'm going to tell him what I need to tell him. And I said, we have a podcast. It's called My So-Called Whatever. Have you heard of it? Or whatever I said. I don't remember. And he was like, no. And I said, well, 2018, we're going to have Donnie on, and we're going to have Joe on. Joe, we have a mission to get Joe on. 2019 is your year. We want to have you on. And he said he'd listen to it.
Jordan, are you listening?
Jordan, is this the episode you chose to listen to?
He saw a Dance Party USA and he was like, that dance party girl that MC hammered her way to me.
Whoa.
I wonder if she's going to be on this episode.
You know, the girl that got her braces off.
Yes.
he did know. I forgot to add to that part, that story, that day he posted on Facebook, hey, Philly, does anyone know where I can get a haircut? And I cut hair. So a whole bunch of my people like posted, Liz Jacobs, you should ask Liz Jacobs. So I wrote to him on Facebook and I said, hey Jordan, I have to work today, but I can come to your hotel after and cut your hair. And he actually he opened it. He saw that. He read it because, you can tell when they see it.
Right.
And it turns out he got a haircut. But so when I went to the meet and greet, I was a little late. And I was going up the stairwell, and it was him and his his bodyguard or whatever, the manager. Like, I was in the stairwell with Jordan. And I was like, oh, I see you got your hair cut. And he said, you must be Liz Jacobs. I swear to God, he said it. And I was like, yes, me. And he's like, sorry, I couldn't wait. And I was like, it's cool.
I can hear him say this.
Oh my God.
I can hear him say this.
I forgot about that part. Yeah.
That's so cool.
That is so cool.
That's
It
funny.
was weird. Yeah.
Can you imagine cutting his hair?
Well, I actually, my photo group, The Last Cruise, I was in it with Marissa, the girl that cut their hair on Cruise 2017. Like, apparently she cuts their hair whenever she can. I think it was maybe Danny that, like, got her on board, and she cut all the new kids' hair.
Really?
On 2017 Cruise, yeah. And I was like, oh my God, I totally follow you on Instagram because of that. Like, I totally stalked her out. And I'm like,
awesome.
now, like, I thought she was a celebrity. I'm like, that's so cool. You get to cut their hair.
That is so cool. I just want to run my
Yeah.
fingers through it.
So bad.
That's all.
Well, I
just
did.
want to go.
I have rubbed my fingers through Donnie's hair. I think I told you the story.
Yes,
Nick,
I've
remember
heard
me?
this story. Yes.
Can we hear it?
I
wanna hear
watched-
it. Everyone needs to hear it.
So, and I got to get back to the Tiffany story too. But,
Yes.
but
Oh,
I,
yes. We're all over the place.
So, yeah. Sorry.
That's how we go.
So,
Yep.
Everybody likes it,
I
supposedly.
That's what
okay,
they said.
cool. All right. So I was working at it was called the Rittenhouse Hotel in the salon, and I was still just a shampoo girl, and it was during, like, when you kids were on hiatus, and Donnie was filming The Sixth Sense, which was filmed in Philly. So I was, like, coming from the gym. I was, like, walking by, and here comes Donnie Wahlberg. And I'm like, is that Donnie Wahlberg? Like, what is he doing here? You know what I mean? Like, this is
Oh, my
so
word.
That's
strange.
crazy.
Like, yeah, so I found out what his room number was. And I called my friend Lisa, who happened to work across the street at Pietro's, and I said, Lisa, I think Donnie Wahlberg is staying at the hotel here. And I got his room number, and she was like, oh my God, I get off at 5. And I'm like, okay. And I remember I went and bought a new outfit, everything. And and so we called on the phone, and we said, we heard you were in town and just wanted to know if we could hang out.
That's awesome.
And he sent his security guard down and brought us up to his room. And we hung out with Donnie Wahlberg in his room, like, for, like, a few hours. Like, it was a good hour or two. And, and I don't mean to sound dirty, but I was just trying to, you know how sometimes you say things and you know it's not right, but you figure it might get their attention. So I told, you know, I was telling them that I worked in the salon, and I was like, you know, I give good head. And he was like, huh? Like, I was like, I do a really good shampoo. I was like, you should come in and I'll shampoo your hair. I'll give you a nice head massage. So the next day, he came into my salon, and I shampooed his hair for 20 minutes and gave him $20 tip.
That's amazing.
My God. That's
and
so
I'm working, like,
amazing.
I know. And then later that afternoon, his manager or whatever bodyguard came down, and he said, do you have MTV at home? And I said, I do. And he said, well, Donnie really wants to watch the MTV Music Awards. They don't have the station. Do you think you can record it and bring it to us? And I was like, well, certainly. So I called my mom. I'm like, Mom, you have to set the VCR.
Oh, my
So
God.
she recorded the MTV Music Awards, and as soon as it was done, like, I ejected the tape, and I called Lisa, and we went right back to the hotel, and we were sitting at a table with Bruce Willis and Donnie Wahlberg.
Is that crazy?
What the heck?
I know. And Donnie, he was like, do you want to come up and watch it with us? And I was like, Lisa and I had boyfriends at the time, and they were, like, kind of getting, like, weird with us. And we felt scared, so we didn't do it. We didn't go.
Oh, my
to the hotel
gosh.
with them again. I know. Lisa and I look back now, and we're just like, what was our problem? Like, and that was just random because it wasn't New Kids time anymore. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I feel like that's why we were. It was easier for us to do what we did because it wasn't like a million people knew.
So what was it, like
Donnie Wahlberg.
96, 97?
It must have. Yeah, I think it was around then.
Oh my gosh!
And I remember. Oh, and also he ordered a grapefruit, and he told us that he was on like some diet for his role in The Sixth Sense.
That makes sense.
Yeah, he was really skinny. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Well, I didn't know. I didn't believe that was him. When people were like,
back then,
right?
Yes.
They were like, Donnie Wahlberg's in the movie. I'm like, no, he's not. You're lying.
Nope.
That's not Donnie Wahlberg.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I was proven wrong real quick.
Right. I mean, it was a tiny scene that he was in, but I feel like it was the most important scene.
It sure was.
Yeah, it brought it all together.
Yes.
Truth be told,
I've
never seen the movie.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
I've only seen
Oh no!
Brooke Elizabeth.
I know what happens. Like, I know what happens
It's
in
a
the movie.
fantastic movie.
But I've only seen his part. That's the only
So
part of the
you
movie I've
know,
seen. Like, I know what happens.
Okay.
I see dead people. I see you because
I see that people.
you're dead.
Spoiler alert for anybody who's hasn't seen The Sixth Sense, but he was dead the whole time.
I mean, so I
went to the movie theater to see it.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't see it in the theater.
Because I'm into that
Haven't
kind
seen
of
it.
like. I was like,
You
what's
were
this
like,
all
about
about?
it.
Is this about ghosts? I want to watch this. That's not Donnie Wahlberg. That's what I said.
That's a lie. Go home.
I'm not gonna lie. We went to the movie too, and we were like, "That's it. That was it." That's all he did. Like, we were disappointed. We thought he was gonna be in it more, but now that I look back, I'm like, that was a really good scene. Like, he did a great job. Bravo, Donnie.
Good job, Donnie. And he did. He brought the whole movie together.
Did he
be
really?
honest. Yeah, he's the one that killed him.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that he was killed.
Wait, Bruce Willis?
Yeah, he was killed. I knew he was dead.
Yeah, he got.
I didn't know how we. I didn't.
Donnie
know how he
Wahlberg
got
shot
dead.
him.
I didn't know how he got dead.
Yeah, Donnie Wahlberg shot him.
Oh, was he? Is Donnie in the middle? Beginning?
Donnie was one of his patients, right?
Oh, was he a doctor?
I think he was like a therapist.
No, wait. I thought. Oh, wait. Okay.
Maybe I'm
Now
wrong.
I gotta go rewatch it.
I don't know.
I thought that Donnie was the little kid grown up.
Wait, what?
I have to rewatch it. I forget. I thought maybe I read it wrong, but I thought that he was the little kid all grown up or something.
I don't know.
I don't know. I have to rewatch it now too
I'm
because
confused.
I forget.
But we're gonna have to watch it. You're gonna have to watch it. Then we're gonna have to do a podcast episode on it.
But we probably should. It's from the 90s.
Yeah.
Like 98.
I would love
Ish.
to. I would love to.
Let's do that. And
Let's-
it's not Halloween time, but
Do
that's
it.
okay.
That's all right. Sixth Sense, because Donnie Wahlberg's in it.
Right. I wonder if it's on Netflix.
I'll buy it. It's worth it. I want
I'm
to
kind of
see.
excited.
I want to see Donnie Wahlberg in high definition,
Is
please.
it scary?
No. There's like one scene. Marisha, what's her name?
Mariska?
Mariska.
Hargitay?
Yep, she's
like
in
her.
it, and that one's disturbing. That scene is disturbing.
I mean, here's the thing.
There's disturbing scenes. Let's just put it that way.
I don't
Yeah.
like suspenseful.
It's a little suspenseful.
But I also know he's
It's
dead, so
You already know that. So,
I mean,
the suspense is over. So now you can look at it with a different perspective.
that's what I like. I don't like suspenseful movies because for the same reason I don't like to watch like
Because see, for me,
Sports.
whoever I was with at the movies, I was like, he's dead? What? I was like, I was in shock.
what do you mean?
I didn't get it. The whole
Right.
movie. I was just like,
Okay, maybe I don't get the movie either because this whole time I thought it was the little kid grown up, but I guess it could have been a patient.
I think
So
he,
we're all
I think he
gonna
was a patient and it didn't work out. Like whatever he did, whatever
work.
didn't work. And so he was coming back to be like, look what you did to me.
So we need to rewatch.
We need to. We all
Yeah,
need to rewatch,
okay.
Yeah.
and then
All
we'll do.
right.
Then we'll do. So you guys get ready for the Sixth Sense. It's coming at you soon.
Sometime. We'll watch it.
sometime soon.
Yep.
Not before Halloween.
Yes.
Yes.
You should just do an episode of all the movies Donnie has been in.
Hey.
And just, like,
I think you're onto something.
watch a whole bunch of them.
Donnie movie marathon.
Yeah, a Donnie movie marathon.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that.
Let's do it.
Oh,
Cool.
Donnie movie
We might have to
marathon.
have like part 1 and part 2.
What if we were like, hey, Donnie, do you want to come to our Donnie movie marathon? Liz can come and she'll wash her hair.
And like,
I'll watch it.
We'll all meet at a centralized location, Boston.
oh my gosh.
Sounds good to me.
Oh
That's
my gosh.
fun. Donnie movie marathon.
Seriously.
So should I tell you my Tiffany story now?
Yes. Yes,
Please.
because this is great.
Okay, back to dance party. So dance party had a contest, and it was to go to the, remember when they did the pay-per-view show? It was in where was I? Oh, I actually found my scrapbook, and I didn't realize I took notes on this.
That's amazing.
Wait, it was, and I have it says dreams come true for the Walkers. Fan win New Kids escapade. So I forget where it was. It's like right after in New York.
You know where it was?
Where they filmed
It was at the
Meadowlands.
Something Coliseum. Oh.
What?
Right.
Am I right?
Yeah. I think so. I think I have the ticket somewhere.
Because I remember them on the bike and rolling up.
Yeah.
And it said Nassau Coliseum.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Woo!
But I think it was in the Meadowlands or something like that. So anyway, so basically they had the contest. So they picked one regular and then one fan, and I was picked out of a hat to win this contest. And on the show, day I picked the winner, they put a helmet on me and knee pads, elbow pads, and I went in this thing, and there was postcards flying around, and I had to pick a postcard. So I picked the winner, and we got to go to the pay-per-view concert. And so there was a room full of, I guess, all contest winners, VIP, whatever. And Tiffany was there, and she was filming, for when the new kids, because that was part of the thing, we got to meet the new kids. So this is the first time I ever met the new kids. And so they were filming live, and I'm standing there with a few other girls, and she's, talking, and she's like, does anyone have any questions to ask? And I was like, what can I say that'll get her attention? And I was like, I was just wondering about you and John, because there was a rumor that they were dating, and so that was filmed on the pay-per-view concert. And she said, "Don't believe what you hear, whatever." But later in life, I had the opportunity to do a show for Susie Carr. I don't know if you heard of her, from Will to Power.
I remember Will to Power.
Do you guys? Yeah, so she was the girl in Will to Power. And my friend Annette, who was one of the Madonnas at the dance party, she was friends with Susie Carr, and Susie asked her if she would be a backup dancer for her for a show in Long Island. And she didn't want to do it alone, and it's always been my dream to be a backup dancer. So she asked me if I wanted to do it. And so the guy who is Susie Carr's manager is Tiffany's manager, and she was in the concert too. So we went to the sound check, and I got to meet Tiffany. And the first thing I said to her was, I felt like I had to have closure with her and apologize. I said, I don't know if you remember. I said, but a long time ago, you did the pay-per-view concert, and I felt like I might have put you on the spot and embarrassed you because I was being nosy, and I just want to apologize about it. And she said, well, what did you say? And I said, I was just, trying to get the scoop, the dirt about you and John. And she's like, oh, my goodness. She's like, I think I remember. That was a little embarrassing. And she said, but look at John now. And I'm like, I know. We all laughed about it. But I, got closure. I got to, apologize for making, putting her on the spot.
You know what's crazy?
That's my Tiffany.
What's crazy?
What's crazy?
Is I have watched that clip in my lifetime.
Multiple times.
Uncountable.
So you know exactly what she's talking about.
I know exactly. I had the pay-per-view on VHS. My aunt recorded it for me because she used to be able to somehow get the pay-per-views on her satellite dish for free.
Oh.
So she would record pay-per-views for us. So I had the pay-per-view, and certain parts were a little staticky, and that part had lines through it.
No, it's on mine too.
Oh, maybe that's just the feed.
It makes me wonder if they were going to try and cut it or something. I don't know. But
it was live.
Right.
So
I'm like, did I break the camera?
But I watched it. I watched the whole pay-per-view so many times, and I've seen that clip so many times in my life. I love it. It's
That's
so weird
awesome.
to think, though, I was a child.
Yeah.
And now I'm talking to you.
This is crazy.
It's so weird. Full circle moment.
It's so weird for me to be talking about it. It's so great to get all these stories out, and share it, to someone new.
I love it.
I'm sure everyone's sick of them. Thank you. So yeah.
This is so fun. So I have some questions to ask you.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm going to start asking the questions. I have one from this question comes from me, from Nikki from Bangor, Maine. She asks, people dated all the time on the show, I'm sure. How were breakups handled? Were there any crazy breakups that people just didn't dance with each other anymore? What were what was the dating atmosphere and then the breakup atmosphere?
Well, there were the key guys that were hot, and I feel like everyone got a turn. Everyone dated Eddie Tully. Everyone dated Chris Tully, Eddie Camacho. Well, actually, Eddie Camacho and Sarah Ware they were the main couple. But I don't remember too much drama. I know my one friend. I don't want to embarrass her, but I do have a friend that was on the show that got yelled at by someone that was dating Eddie Tully because she wanted to dance with him and she got mad.
Oh.
But I don't remember too many fights about that. Maybe I was, again, I had my own little posse, and I was we had our own group, and we weren't really that popular. So I feel like, I will say there was a guy named Chucky that I had a big crush on, and my friend Alexis had a crush on him. That's actually how we became friends, because we had a crush on him. And I do remember asking him to my prom, and I did it on live TV, it was the prom show, and I asked him. And by the time that was filmed, and then my prom came around, he started dating Joanna. Oh. So I was like, I can't bring him to the prom because he has a girlfriend, So I was really bummed out. Yeah.
Did you go you went to the prom though, right? And you went with somebody else.
I that year, I think I met this boy at the kiosk in the gallery, which was our mall that we went to after school.
That's
and
amazing.
I just asked him because he was hot. But I did go, I don't know if you remember Pete from the show. They called him Bowtie Pete. And I went to the soft op with him. And then my best friend now, his name is Matt, and that's Lisa's brother. I went to the junior prom with Matt. And I remember the next day after my prom, we had dance party. So he
my
slept
gosh.
over and went to the dance party.
Ooh.
And I remember he wore the flag shirt. Remember Danny had that flag shirt?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. The flag shirt. Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Actually, wait. I have a poster behind me. And he's wearing the flag shirt. It's over there. It's hidden.
Oh.
Oh, I see it.
Do you see it?
I see it peeking out from a box.
He's wearing the flag shirt.
Yep.
God bless America and Danny Wood.
I'm proud to be an American.
All right. So here are the questions from other people. Okay.
Okay.
So one of them was the biggest thing that people remember were the clothes and hair. Did you guys style yourself?
Yes, we styled ourselves, and if someone had a really cute outfit, it went around to a few people.
That's awesome.
So like pretty much we'd wear one outfit for 2 shows, and then we'd change, and then wear another outfit for 2 shows. And by the time, like, the outfit was around, like, put it on, it was, like, real sweaty and gross.
Gross.
Still wore it.
That's
But we pretty much styled ourselves.
That's
most
awesome.
of our clothes were from merry-go-round and Contempo casuals.
Contempo.
I actually got a job at merry-go-round so I could get a discount so I could buy clothes for dance parties.
That's funny.
That's perfect.
Wow. So
Yeah.
you had a job and you did dance party and you went to school.
And you went to school.
That's crazy.
I did.
You were a hard worker. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a lot.
I
This
had-
is a lot about you.
It does. And I had a paper route and I complained.
You had a
I had a paper route and I complained. I had it for 7 years though. So it tells you. No, wait. I had it
that's
6th
loyalty.
to 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. 6 years. So
That's a long time.
it was a long time. I gave it up right before the ice storm in 1998.
Big time commitment and good timing on giving it up.
Yep.
Yeah. I remember I bought my first pair of Cavariccis from merry-go-round.
Oh.
Remember Cavariccis?
Yes. Those are like super popular now, and they're like
I
if you
know.
have them, they're like super expensive. Like you can sell them on eBay for a lot of money.
Yeah, I was watching. I don't know if I watched a video or I read
you
an
watched
article.
the
or-
Holderness family, and she did like the '80s makeover on her daughter.
I did watch that.
And she had a pair of Cavariccis that she bought brand new, and they were like over $100.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, crazy.
Yep.
They were expensive.
Yep.
Yep. I just had my Jordache jeans.
I think I had Jordache jeans.
I also had ones from Marianne's. Do you remember Marianne's?
I loved Marianne so much.
Those ones were nice and stretchy, and they had the bows in the back with a zipper. They weren't any kind of brand, though. They were like Marianne's brand.
Right. They were like, whatever.
Yes.
Whatevs.
And that's where you would get the remember the matching, like it was like a rayon material, and you have the hammer pants with the matching top, and it was like polka dots.
I always wanted that. I always wanted those pants, and my mom said no. I don't know
Yeah.
why. Was she so against the pants? Why? Why, Beverly? Why were you so against the
Because,
pants?
I mean, I know my parents said, it looks like you pooped your pants. They're so baggy. Your butt, it just hangs.
Oh my gosh. Okay, this question is from Valerie.
Okay.
She says, OMG, one of my favorite shows. I was glued to the set. I thought they were all so cool. I'd like to ask what was the most embarrassing thing to happen while filming? And then she said, and who were they most excited to see perform or speak to? Was there any real romances happening? So she asked 3 questions.
Okay. So I would have to say I've had a lot of embarrassing moments from that show. I used to say some really stupid things, but one that stands out. So one of the things that would happen is Mike Nice, who was the the owner of the show, he would pull you if you did something wrong, and it would be completely embarrassing. And so my friend Alexis and I remember we're dancing to what was the guy's name? It was called "Rub You the Right Way" Stroke.
Oh yes,
yes.
Feel.
Who sang that?
I can't remember.
I forget.
Yeah, I can't remember.
But anyway, so Alexis and I were being a little dirty, dancing to the song, because, you know, it says "Rub You the Right Way" Stroke. So we were doing hand motion, and we got caught on camera, so they had to stop filming, and they were like, "You two are pulled," and like we had to, like, in front of the whole set, you know, we walk off the set, and we were in trouble, and we had to go sit in, like, the hallway while they were filming the show.
Oh.
And then, yeah. And then another time I got pulled because I was kind of zoning out when they were filming. Like, I forgot to dance. I was just kind of spacing out, and I got in trouble for that. And then one time, actually, I think this is kind of embarrassing. We had a futuristic show. They'd have, like, theme shows where we'd dress up. And I remember putting my hair in, like, a bun and putting tinfoil around it. And I had an interview, and Princess was like, what's that on your head? And I said, it's my dinner. And she's like, what are you talking about? I said, well, in the future, you can wear your food on your head. And I'm like, this is a baked potato. Like, what was I saying? Like, it was so stupid.
That was
That's
quick
awesome.
thinking.
Yeah, it was quick thinking. This is my dinner.
This is my dinner.
It's a baked potato. That's
my
awesome.
It's the future.
That's awesome.
And
So,
then what was the next question?
who were you most excited to see perform or speak to?
Well, I mean, obviously it was, well, see, but New Kids didn't perform, so, but that was the most exciting day for me when New Kids were there. But I'm trying to think who performed. Who was my favorite? I will say, you know, because of the music rights and all that, like, they used to have a lot of people on the show that were just starting, you know, like, so they weren't, like, you listen to their music now, like Crystal Waters
Yes.
and Erasure and, you know, people like that. I remember Erasure being on the show, and I was just like, what is going on right now? Like, this is so weird.
Right.
I didn't understand yet, like, how cool Erasure was. But who is my favorite? I think Tommy Page was probably one of my favorite performances. In fact, the day he came on the show with the New Kids, him and Rick West, I was trying to focus more on, because I was like, I have more of a chance with them. Oh, and then when Mark Wahlberg came on, Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
that was cool. I remember he was like, we were shooting at this nightclub called Iguana, and like we danced in the sandbox. But when we were
What?
it was like a nightclub that had like an outdoor area, and it was a sandbox.
Oh.
So like we were dancing on, because it was supposed to be like the summer shows.
Oh.
And yeah, so I remember Marky Mark, that's who he was at the time. I remember he was like below us, and we were like upstairs at the second level, and everyone's like screaming at him, and I'm like, what can I say that'll get his attention? So I was like, yo, Mark, I was like, what's up with your dancer? He's hot. Like, I figured if I talk about the dancer and not him, you know what I mean? Maybe he'd pay attention to me.
Right.
And he was like, oh, okay. He's like, you like him? Okay. I remember him, like, looking up at me, and I was like, what's up with your dancer? Like, his dancers were hot, though.
Hey.
Hey. But,
You like my dancer?
but
Okay.
I also, yeah, I do remember, though, being like, if it weren't for your brother, you wouldn't be famous. You know?
Right.
like having an attitude with Marky Mark, like whatever. Just because of Donnie Wahlberg, you're famous.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh my gosh.
but yeah, so I think Marky Mark and Tommy Page. It's my favorite. Tommy Page was
That's a good answer.
so dreamy.
He was so
Yeah.
dreamy.
So dreamy. Oh my gosh.
Tommy Page, I'll be your everything.
He was okay. He was dreamy, but he was totally your type.
He was totally my type.
Like that right there.
Yep.
That's Nikki to
I
a
have
T.
a type, and Tommy Page was it.
He was it. Now my type changes. We've discussed this many times,
Yeah.
and I really liked him. He did it for me. But that's your type.
Yes.
That is him.
Yes. Indeed. Diddly do.
What?
Okay. I'm getting a little punchy.
In a little bit.
This has been a long time since we gone punchy.
I know.
Kind of like it.
Kind of like the olden days.
It's kind of like the
Just
olden
don't
days.
give me any chips.
Yep. No. And also, let's not go till 3:00 in the morning.
No.
Yeah. How did we do
How did I
that?
used to do that all the time?
All the time. We would
I'd be like,
you guys didn't know this. Maybe you did, but we used to record 2 episodes every night.
and
Not every night,
well,
but every Friday.
Every Friday, and I would very literally be driving down Broadway at 2 a.m, singing to myself, "It's 2 a.m.
Hey, what you want to do? Do you want to fight?
Do you want to fight?
And I would sing it to
I like
myself,
that song.
making the drive.
Yep. Every time I get up and it's 2:00 in the morning, that's what it's 2 in the morning. Every time. Because I get up every night at like 2:58.
Really?
Yes.
Why? Do you have to pee?
Sometimes 3:00 on the dot, but lately it's been 2:58, and I'll go, it's 2 in the, and Kevin's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm just singing the song because it's 2 in the morning.
That's silly.
All right, so
But at least you wake up in the middle of the night in a good mood
yeah,
because you're singing new tunes.
yeah.
Right?
Every time I look at the clock, and if it's like close to 2, I'll start singing the song. That's how I do. So the last question was there really romance happening? Was there any real romance happening?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. Like, there were definitely specific couples that were popular because they were dating, for sure. And I feel like Eddie Tully had a lot of drama with the girls. I remember, like, watching episodes and, like, you know, he dated Teresa and he dated Cheryl and they were best friends. Like, like, how did that work?
Scandal.
That
Well, not
is
at the same
scandal.
time, but yeah, and I think Chris Tully, like, dated his brother's
Oops.
girlfriends too. I think they just all shared the girls.
That's crazy. I'm
Yeah.
surprised there wasn't more drama. Maybe people were just more grown up.
Maybe. I mean,
Because you couldn't
Maybe.
get away with that in
I
our
might-
high school.
Yeah, I guess I wasn't part of it. I do remember, like, kids getting in trouble, like, you know, for doing stuff they shouldn't after
Oh,
the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, people would get suspended from the show because they were, like, hanging out and drinking. I was a good girl, so maybe, you know what I mean? I didn't get into any trouble when I was young.
Yeah.
So I might have just stayed out of the drama, so I didn't really know about it.
Right.
So I'm not a good person to ask. I'm sorry.
that's
I
okay.
mean,
That's okay.
yeah.
This is your experience.
Truth be told, from
Yeah.
Liz's mouth.
Right.
Here we. All right. The next is just a comment. Kelly says, "OMG, I loved it so much. I had such a crush on Chris Tully." Oh.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
unfortunately, he's passed away. Right.
Yeah. Yes, unfortunately, he has passed away, along with Ann Ware, who was they were part of the Bouffant posse. There was Sarah and Ann Ware. I'm good friends with Sarah, and she lost her sister. He's the reason why I wanted to go on Dance Party, because I wanted to meet Chris Tully. He was my favorite on the show. And I remember walking up to him, and I was so nervous, because what you would do is you would the beginning of the day, you'd figure out who you're going to dance with. So you'd be like, can I dance with you first show? Can I dance with you second show?
Oh.
So you'd have your dance partners. And I remember walking up to him, and I slapped him on the knee, like real hard. I was like, hey. And he looked at me. He looked at his knee. He looked back at me, and he's like, yeah. And I was like, do you want to dance one of the shows? And he's like, I'm all booked up. And I was like, okay. I know. But it turns out that he transferred from the high school he was going to my high school. So I wound up going to high school with Chris Tully.
Oh, wow.
So my crush on him went away real quick. But he was in my dance. He was a dance major, and then he transferred to be a vocal major. And in high school, I actually got to choreograph a dance with him, and we performed it for my high school. I have that video somewhere on Facebook too. I posted it, in memory of him, that I had the opportunity to spend that time with him and go to his house. So we became good friends. But he was the reason. And Cheryl Curcio, she's a friend of mine now too. But she was such a cool dancer, and I idolized her. So it was just so cool. The first time I went on the show, I'm looking at all these people, and to me, they're famous,
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, you're just friends with them, and everyone's just normal people. But everyone was a celebrity to me, and then it just became a normal thing.
That's
So
crazy.
weird.
So I'm gonna mention something, and this has nothing to do with dance party.
Oh, okay.
What you were explaining reminded me a lot of square dancing. Square dance season. We had square dance season, and we would have to go and ask.
Have square dance season?
I don't think so. I think it's just an us thing.
Yeah.
I had square dancing in grade school, but it was I lived in the suburbs up until the third grade, and then I moved to the city. So it definitely wasn't a city school thing, but we did it in the suburbs. I remember us having the square dancing time.
We did it just middle school.
Yeah, we did it just in middle school, and you'd have a partner.
Oh, okay.
And you'd have to partner up. So you'd have to go and ask somebody, will you be my partner for square dancing?
That was devastating.
It was devastating.
It was a devastating time. And
I didn't have a hard time with it in 7th and 8th grade, but 6th grade, man, did I have a hard time with it.
6th grade was rough. 6th grade was real rough.
Yeah. So when you were talking about that, I'm all booked up, I can remember, and I'm trying to remember who it was that I asked, and they were pretty much the same, sorry,
no,
I don't like to square dance or something. It's you have to square dance.
Did you ever volunteer to go square dance with the leftovers?
Yes.
I did in
Yes.
City Hall.
Yes, I did.
I would get out of City Hall and go and square dance with the people that didn't have partners.
I did too.
The leftover boys.
But could you pick a female also? Because sometimes
Nope.
You had to have.
Nope.
You had to be with a boy.
It had to be. Oh, good.
Isn't
It
that
was
crazy?
Boy, girl. Yeah. You had to be boy, girl.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
And it was if the class had extra boys, they would come in.
Definitely a sign of that time.
Absolutely. But Miss Rich would send someone down.
Yeah.
And be go to that study hall and we need 3 girls.
Yep. And we'd come down and be who we dancing with today? Junior. I was always up for square dancing.
Junior.
I loved it.
Did you have to dress up in square dancing?
No.
clothes?
Nope, but sometimes I would. I would wear my bandana. I don't know if it was.
Snap.
I was let's get this party going on. I don't have any cowboy boots, but we're going to get this party going.
Let's get this party started right.
Let's circle left and
Let's get
go
this
all the
party
way
started
around.
quickly, right?
Play that beat. Okay. So sorry about that. Went off on a tangent, but we've never talked about square dance season on the podcast.
We haven't?
No.
I thought we did.
No, I don't think we have.
I thought we did during the middle school one.
I don't think so. I don't think so, my friend.
Is that going to make it into the podcast, or is that going to be Patreon content?
No, this is going to make it in the podcast.
I like this.
Yes, it's going to be make it swirl around the mic.
Swirl.
All right. So let's see. We've got all right. Amy Adams says.
Amy Adams?
Amy Adams.
She's famous.
Yes, she is.
I know. Is that a famous person?
She says, "OMG, yes, princess." Oh, she's guessing. Probably Bobby. He has a podcast already, so I think she was guessing who was going to be on. Nope, it's Liz.
Okay.
I still have an awesome.
But I will.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I will say that Princess has a Princess from Dancing on Air or Dance Party. She has a page on Facebook. Bobby Canilano does have a page, and he did have a podcast. I think he did it with this guy Joe or something. But they had a podcast. It was also remembering. It was and Marlon. I think it was Bob, Marlon, and some guy Joe, and they had a podcast for a minute, and they did something similar to what you guys do, like remembering the old school. Yeah, and then and there's Chris Kelly, who he left. He was like more the 80s of the show, but he actually went out with Kelly Ripa, who by the way was on Dance Party USA.
Yes. That was another question we had.
Yes.
Yeah, she was on Dance Party, but she started on Dancing on Air. But then she went off the show and she went on to do her soap operas and everything. And I think she was on maybe 1 or 2 episodes when I first started, and then she went off the show.
That's I think somebody asked that if you were on with Kelly.
That's cool.
Yeah, I didn't get to meet her, but a lot of my friends knew her very well. And again, Chris Kelly, he dated her.
Wow.
It's Chris Kelly Ripa. And so Chris also, him and Lillian, who Lillian, now these guys were on like right when I started, they were all older, you know what I mean? So Lillian and Annette were like the Madonnas of the show.
Yes.
And so Lillian and Chris had a podcast. And I actually worked Chris Kelly and Romeo came on till the end. But they did a dance show called Dance City that I actually helped on. I was a production assistant. And then Mike Nice from Dance Party USA, they tried to bring back Dancing on Air, and I got to work on that show. And none of these shows were successful. Like, they lasted like 1 season. I think it's just because kids today don't have the attention span that just to sit and watch people dance.
Yeah.
It was different.
Yeah, I wrote the reason why I worked on these shows was because I actually wrote a dance show myself that I was one day wanted to produce. Like, I so badly wanted to bring back the show, and I thought I could do it. And that's how I got acquainted again with Mike Nice, because I went for his advice from him, and he's like, well, I'm working on a show, bringing back Dancing on Air. So I figured, well, maybe I'll just work for them and see what it's like. And once I saw what it was like, I'm like, oh, you need a lot of money to do something like this. And I still have it as a dream. Maybe we could do a My So-Called Whatever dance party.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
That would be so much fun.
It'd be like a special.
Yeah.
And we'd all like go back to the 80s though. And we'd like crimp our hair.
That'd be fun.
And yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. I think that's what the problem is because all these shows were current and they were playing like music from today. And I just don't think people, like kids can't sit there and watch something like that. They need something fast-paced, or on the internet, like to sit and watch a TV show. They just don't have the attention span.
Yeah.
So
we got to make it for people like us, our age.
Right.
Yeah. I do know that there's a show, I don't know if it's still around, but I caught it on the internet. It's in San Francisco, and it was called Dance Party, and it was an 80s dance show, and they had like older kids like dressed up 80s, and they were dancing the
That's
old
cool.
music.
I'd be down with that.
Yeah.
I'd watch that.
Yeah.
Totally.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if that show is still on.
So Amy says she still has an awesome New Year's episode on VHS. We talked about that. New Kids on the Block were on, along with Rick West, Biscuit, Brenda K. Starr, and so many others. Watched it every day. Still have many snippets recorded somewhere. Great memories. Can't wait to hear this episode. Thank you, Amy.
Yay.
Yay.
Let's see.
And I do think there is a YouTube channel now that has some of the episodes on. For a very long time, we fought with Mike Knight, and we're like, you really, if you want to make money at your old age, you should release all these videos, and I think they had such a problem with the music rights. They were scared to do it, but somehow there's a YouTube channel, and it's Dancing on Air, Dance for USA, and you can watch some old shows.
So I've been watching them.
I just subscribed.
I've been watching them, and some of the songs, they play something over it.
Right, yeah.
They won't,
that's probably why.
They won't play the song that's actually playing. They'll play something over it.
Right.
So
I actually went to Facebook jail because I put, when they were doing the dancing on air again, they made it clear, you can't post any videos, whatever, we'll take them down. And I didn't care. I'm taking a video from my phone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
On my TV. I didn't think it was a big deal, but I got put in Facebook jail. I was reported.
Oh no.
Yeah. That's the drama that happens. It's the after years.
Yeah. So Jessica says, my question is, can we all go back in time so I can go on the show with you? Just once. I really want to be part of a group of girls that makes up our own dance routine. Yes,
This
Jessica.
sounds like fun.
Let's go back in time.
I know. I think I know who Jessica is. Hi, Jessica.
Jessica's awesome.
I had an idea for the last cruise, but maybe we could do it this cruise.
What is it?
But I had an idea that how cool would it be if we just sent out a video, like someone choreographed a video, to one of the New Kids songs, and everyone on the cruise that was going, Rose Tours could be in on it, and they could send the video to every person, and you learn the dance routine, and we do a flash mob for the New Kids.
That would be amazing.
All of a sudden, we just all break out to the same dance.
Oh my gosh.
It would be so
we should do it.
That be so cool?
That would be awesome.
That would be awesome. I'm up for it.
I'll do it.
I'm up for it.
I actually wrote to the Rose Tour guys, and I asked them, I wrote a letter, and I said, hey, I was I used to be on this dance show, and I dressed up as New Kids, and, I was wondering if I can find 4 other girls, well, Lisa was going to do it, 3 other girls to do this dance routine. Do you think you'll let us up on stage and perform it? And he was like, yeah, just keep me posted. But I couldn't find any other girls to do it. And Lisa and I, we tried to relearn the routine, and it was so hard because we were so young then. And I'm like, oh my God, how did I do this back then? And so I never went through with it. And when the girl, she did a good job. I think her name is Audrey. I'm friends with her. Hi, Audrey, if you're listening. But she got up and did the No More Games. I was a little jealous. I was very jealous.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
Singing No More Games. But she did the original version. I like the remix version. So
I like the remix version as well.
Yeah.
I'm just going to put that out there.
But maybe we could do that.
Yes, that would be fun. I'm up for it. I'm up for that.
All right. We have to get that together. Or it could just be like the My So-Called Whatever group.
And we just start start dancing.
Yeah.
This group over by the group over by the tequila bar.
Yes.
And we are all dancing.
Yeah.
We're all doing the same dance. We can totally do that.
We should.
Fun. I'm up for it.
Do you just imagine? I mean, the Bohemian Rhapsody moment.
Yes.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yes.
That was everyone was just.
That was crazy.
Imagine that. That was beautiful.
It was crazy.
I was crying.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go back.
Me too.
I do too.
I have to say, I have to give mad props to Liz because she wore roller skates on 70s night.
That is crazy and hardcore.
Hardcore, right
Yep.
there,
Yep.
and amazing. And I
was
can't
fun.
believe that you were like you stayed up, like, and it was like Rocky.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I mean, I was upset because there were some girls like trying to tear me down about it.
Oh,
and
come
I'm like,
on.
why are you manifesting that I'm gonna like hurt myself? You know what I mean? But then there were people that were like, oh, we were gonna do that too, but we were scared. But
I'd be scared.
I know that night that happened. I remember I was on the elevator and I went up to the 10th floor by accident, and the doors opened, and the new kids were standing there, I guess, getting ready to come out. And I saw John in his big afro, and I was like, look at me, I'm on roller skates. And then the doors closed. And I screamed, I'm like, look at me.
Oh, my
And
God.
I remember seeing John, like, his afro just going up and down. Like, I think they were laughing at me.
Look at me, I'm on roller skates.
I know. Yeah.
And
of course, the one night we decided to camp out and be up front. Like, you know how you have to have a team of people and everyone takes turns. And so we did that the GPS night, but we wore all Eagle stuff.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
You know, I don't think Donnie was too happy with us. But the Super Bowl.
Uh-oh.
Wrong night to be up front. Yeah.
All right, I think we've got like 2 more questions.
Okay.
So one is actually more than 2 more questions. I would like to know if parents gave others rules about slow dancing with boys. This is from Kelly. So like, was there anybody on the show that was like had rules that they couldn't dance with boys, or?
I don't really know the answer to that one. My parents were okay with it.
I'm gonna say they probably all could dance with boys.
I think that's probably part of it.
You definitely had to keep your distance. You know, you didn't want any bumping and grinding on the show.
True.
And I think, again, if someone was dancing too close or whatever, like, you'd get in trouble.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
You'd be told, like, you know, back off or whatever.
I want to see some space in there. Let me get a ruler in there.
Yes, let's say a ruler.
And this is your dance space.
Yeah. All right. Diana says, this is going to be awesome. How were they cast on the show? You already answered that. Were they there for the NKOTB episode? We already answered that. And most memorable moment on the show. What was your most memorable moment?
Well, when they came on to sing, you know, when they did The Right Stuff and I'll Be Loving You Forever, I literally came on a few weeks later. So I missed that.
Oh.
I missed them being on the show. But yeah, I guess I'd have to say my most memorable moments was doing dance routines, like just the feeling of getting up in front of everyone and like performing something that you put together yourself. Well, we did bite off of the Fly Girls a little bit. Like we were watching Living Color, the Fly Girls.
Yes.
And, like totally
yes.
like, rip their dancers. But I feel like that was, you know, the most memorable. And it was nice, like, one time I got to bring my mom on the show and my dad on the show, and I brought my 2 aunts, because they would have, like, Christmas shows, Mother's Day shows. So
That's
those
sweet.
were nice times to get to, yeah, my dad and I we were in one of the dance, like, the line dances, and we were doing the Charleston, because that's the dance he knew. So really, it was, like, more like the kid and play. It was the kid and play at that point,
yes,
right?
It was the kid and play at that point.
Yes.
Yep.
And just, I guess, you know, just meeting my friends, like, that I'm still friends with now, that just the memories of just my friends and the sleepovers and and I loved when we got to go to Ocean City, New Jersey. Like we would take bus trips to Ocean City for like a full week, go back and forth, and we'd film shows on the beach.
That's cool.
That was really fun.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was hard to dance in the sand.
I bet. Do you have any relics from your dance party days still?
I do have dance party shoelaces.
Whoa.
Thanks to my friend Alexis. She saved them, and I think she still has more. I have an Asleep T-shirt.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Asleep. I forgot about that.
Yeah. That was one of our sponsors, Asleep and LA Gear. But actually, Amy Goodyear, she gave that to me. She was part of my No Name Posse. And what else do I have? Lots of pictures. And I have some of my fan mail still.
Oh,
fun!
Yeah. I will say, being on Dance Party and winning that contest and doing the New Kids routines, for some reason, I got a lot of mail where people thought that I knew the New Kids.
Oh.
And so they would send me pictures of New Kids, and like some people would send me money. It was weird. And, yeah, and so I definitely got a lot of letters about the New Kids. Like they connected with me because they knew I was a New Kids fan.
That's cool.
So, yeah. And
okay.
I wonder if any of the letters you got were from people that are in our group.
Yes, that would be cool.
I know. I gotta find it. It's somewhere. But they would. I got fan mail, but not as much as some people. But someone had to like read through the fan mail, because we would get letters from people in jail. And,
Ooh.
Yeah. I remember one time my friend Amy got a letter that was someone from jail, and it kind of scared her, and they should have caught it, and they didn't. So they'd have to, they wouldn't give us all the fan mail. Some of it was not
appropriate.
Cool.
You were kids. I mean, you were just kids.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And I will say, I was in Teen Beat. I have a picture. I have that magazine. I have it laminated. When I won the contest, there was a picture in Teen Beat. So I have a picture in Teen Beat, and then I have my Flip magazine. You remember Flip magazine?
I do.
Yeah, Dance Party tried to do like a Teen Beat, a bop magazine, and it was called Flip.
I think I had one.
And they'd have a commercial like, Flip, that's a Flip.
Oh my gosh.
So I have those.
That's awesome.
And I have my friends.
Right.
Can you take pictures of the one you were in Teen Beat so we can put it on the website?
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Sure. I know. That's what I have a lot of pictures, so I don't know. My scanner's broken, so I guess I can take a picture of it.
Yeah.
Right, with my phone.
Yeah,
that's fine.
That's
and I guess you can. There's like I don't know. There's a lot of pictures.
You go ahead and send what you want, and we'll put them on the website.
Yep.
Whatever you want.
Okay.
Whatever you want to send, we'll put on, because people like to look at the pictures. They'll go off and look at them afterwards.
Oh, I look at I love your podcast. Sorry, I said that already.
Thank you.
I do wish I had my dance party jacket.
Fun.
Yeah, that was a big deal when I got my jacket, because the reason why I got it was for the contest that I won.
Oh, yeah.
And I wish I had it. I remember I went to the UCP telethon. Do you remember when the New Kids used to be on their the like Jerry Lewis telethon?
I vaguely remember them doing something.
Yeah. So one time, my parents took me to New York, me and my friend Amy and another girl, and we knew someone that claimed to be good friends with New Kids that was on Dance Party. His name was Mark, and he somehow got us backstage.
Hey.
And my dad, my dad he was wearing my jacket when we went in, and because I didn't want to wear it, and a bunch of girls went up to him and was like, oh my God, you're Elizabeth's dad? Like, and like, I just remember my dad just thinking it was so cool, like, my famous daughter. But like,
Oh,
so that's my dance party
that's
jacket
so
story.
cool. I love it.
Yeah, it was cool. But again, I feel like the association of New Kids and dance party, like, that's why people knew me. For some reason. I feel like they knew me because they were New Kids fans. I don't know.
That's cool.
I wish New Kids realized that. No.
Were there any do's and don'ts, like certain clothing you couldn't wear or makeup no-nos?
It didn't seem like there was any rules. You couldn't wear all black.
Oh.
You had to be colorful.
Yeah.
That was probably the biggest rule.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
well, that makes sense.
Colors.
Yeah, so I couldn't be on Dance Party USA. Black is my favorite color.
And makeup, I guess. I mean, some people didn't wear makeup. I didn't wear a lot of makeup. We were teenagers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it wasn't like mandatory to wear makeup.
Okay. Did they teach you any dance stuff, Sage? You already answered that question.
Yeah.
Or do this type of move and don't do this one. You kind of answered that one. Like if they were too close, they were like, yeah. Oh, somebody asked, are you the rabbit on The Masked Singer? Jackie asked that question. And then
let's not forget, I'm a has-been. I had I can't believe I'm being interviewed for being on Dance Party. You guys are making me feel like relevant and feel so good.
You are relevant.
Oh,
this
you
is
are.
Awesome. This is so cool. Like, I can't believe I'm talking to somebody that was on Dance Party.
Like you are our people, and like you did something really cool.
It was cool.
It was so cool.
Yeah. I mean, that's incredible.
You had dance moves and like I said, when I would go to dance and skate, you guys were my go-to. I learned how.
Right.
I was like, I'm gonna pull out this move.
Dance and skate.
Take a look at this.
Check out what I learned.
And like I'd look at them for like fashion.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen the Goldbergs episode?
Yes.
Like.
I haven't seen that.
I have.
You have, if you can watch it, because what is it? Adam's trying to like learn dance moves, right? So the mom's like, I'm jazzercising to Dance Party USA, whatever.
Yeah, it's
and then they go on the show, like they go on Dance Party.
I haven't seen that. I've got to look.
You've got to, yeah.
I thought I've watched all the Goldbergs, but that must have been in the beginning.
I think it was a while ago.
I'll have to find it and watch it.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
That's awesome.
Because I think that's where I connected Jimmy Jam from.
Yeah.
Was from the Goldbergs.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. The last question is, if your son or daughter wanted to do something like this, what kind of advice would you give them? That's from Duan.
Well, if they can find a show to put their son and daughter on. No, I mean, again, I worked on a few dance shows recently that weren't successful, but I mean, I met the parents, and it's like any stage mom, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's a good thing for kids. Like for me personally, it kept me out of trouble. You know, I had a place to go every Saturday.
Yeah.
And it's a place where you can like exercise.
Right.
And just meet great people, and it's cool because, you know, I learned about music that I would never have known about if I didn't go on the show.
Right.
Like I remember when Dance Party started transitioning into house music, you know?
Yeah.
And from that, I love house music and techno. I say for the parents, you should let them do it because it's really fun and it's a great experience and it should keep them out of trouble.
Yeah.
For sure. If they hang with the right people.
I like that answer.
So I say
Me
do
too.
it.
Yeah.
I say let's make a dance show so the parents have a place to bring their teens
Hey,
on.
yes. Well, Liz, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank
we
you.
really
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Thank you
This was
for
so
having
fun.
me.
This is so fun.
This is a great episode.
And for those diehard Dance Party USA fans, I hope that we did you justice.
Me too.
And maybe we can have, if you have more questions and you're like, oh, you didn't cover this or you didn't cover that, let us know.
Maybe
and
we'll do a follow-up.
We'll do a follow-up. So,
I would love to be on your show again.
well,
Yay.
we'd love to have you. You know what? We should get together sometime.
Yes, we
Somehow,
I-
some way.
You know, when you invited me to be on the podcast, I was trying to think. I'm like, how can I was trying to think of how far you live, and I'm like, maybe I can just go there.
Oh, that would have been awesome.
You're
So
welcome
that would be
anytime.
Yes. If you ever want to come up to Maine,
I mean, it's
Hey.
far,
it's
Okay.
far.
but
Probably not now because it's like gross up here right now. But like in the summertime,
Right.
It's beautiful.
it's pretty fun. So
Right. Well, I'm definitely debating on if there's still Hershey tickets for mixtape. I want to go because I want to go so I can see you guys. Because I
Yay!
knew you were on the cruise, you know, and like we passed, and like after the cruise was over, I was like, why didn't I hang out with him more? Like I felt like I didn't want to bother you guys.
Oh
'cause
my
you had to
gosh.
Not a
leave,
bother.
and-
No, next
but-
cruise we're hanging
but
out.
Yep.
Yeah, totally.
And
Silva,
Hershey.
hey.
Brooke won't be there, but I'll
Yeah.
be there.
I won't be in
Okay.
Hershey, but Nikki will.
Yep, I'll be there.
You guys should come to the Philly show.
I wish. Hey, Brooke, you're looking for another show. Philly.
It's just so
I
hard.
actually-
I'm trying to convince her to go to
know.
more shows. I'm like, we're not going to enough.
It's hard for me to take the time from
Right.
work.
That's true. Yeah.
Right. Plus, it's expensive.
Yeah.
Well, there's that too.
Because like you want,
Yeah, let's not forget that.
you want to go to the show, but it's like once you get, because this is actually my first New Kids concert that I'm actually getting. I don't have bar stools, but I'm behind the bar stools, and I paid for a meet and greet. Like this is my
Whoa.
first time being so close for a show, and I feel like once you do that, you kind of get
Yeah.
spoiled, and
Yep.
you're like, I
Yep.
can't be far.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We can answer that from experience. Yep.
Yeah.
Because we said bar stools were once in a
lifetime.
We're going to do it
We're
one
gonna do it
time.
and then that's that.
Nope. And of course,
Right.
here we
Here we
are.
are. Next show.
Next
Yeah.
show. Bar stools. Boston.
Here we go.
Here we are. I'm going to be right on that stage. Touch that stage. Touch it.
Hands on the stage.
That's awesome.
Don't put them on Jordan's
I'm going to
feet.
have you take a picture of me going like this time.
Yep.
And I'm going to bring my Joe doll, and I don't care. I'm going to bring the Joe doll. I'm going to
You
put him right
should.
on the stage.
Oh, I
and take a
like
picture.
that idea with the dolls like going
Yes!
all over the place.
To their host families.
That, yeah,
That's
I
fun.
really like that idea.
We already
Yeah.
have homes for all of them right now. So far,
Oh,
They're not
cool.
homed yet.
they're not homed yet,
But they
they're,
will be.
But they're going, and so if anybody's listening and you want to be a host family, you let us know.
Email us.
Email us, and they can come to you afterwards.
Right.
And take
We'll
pictures.
put you on the list.
Yep, we're gonna do a little you can put something with it, and then send it back to us, and we'll get it eventually.
Right.
So
That's so fun.
it's gonna be fun.
fun.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like a slam book.
I
like
was
those
just going to say, yeah.
but it's like with dolls.
with the doll. And like,
It's like
I
Flat
love
Stanley and a slam book together.
yeah. So fun.
Well, Jill, thank you so much. We're
Did you just
that's
call
it.
me Joe?
No, did I say Joe?
That's why I just made that face.
Sorry.
That's why I
Yeah,
made
Joe
that
on
face.
the
You saw
line.
my face.
I saw your
'Cause
face.
you paused.
And I was like, what?
And I'm like, I'm just not going to say anything.
I said Joe?
Subconsciously, that's
Oh
just all
my
I think
gosh.
about.
I can't stop thinking about him after that Valentine.
I
Did you
know, congratulations.
Did you see it? My friend Jenny?
Yes, I saw.
You know what you did, Jenny. I have a Valentine from Joey McIntyre.
That's
It says,
crazy.
To Nikki, love Joey McIntyre. That's what
Yep.
it says on there. And he wrote Nikki. He wrote my name.
He knows how to spell your
I
name.
love it.
Well, he asked.
He knows now.
Jenny was like Nikki.
Right.
I love that she did that.
That's awesome. So
All right,
thank you
Liz.
so much, Liz, for being on
Not
the
Joey.
show.
Thank you for having me, and thank you everyone for listening.
Yay!
Yay!
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.